What's going on, fellas?
Chilling, man. Never better.
Victory Tuesday, as we had to wait a little bit to the end of the week.
Right, right.
But welcome to the all call. Oh wow, let's start over. What's going on,
Not the
fellas?
rewind.
Welcome to the
uh,
Uncalled for podcast, y'all. Thank you for joining in and supporting. As you can see, we still going live, man. So go ahead and hit that like button, share, subscribe, and let's stay active. So
yes,
how
sir.
y'all feeling?
I feel amazing, man. For obvious reasons, you know what I'm saying? Around this time of year, NFL playoffs, it's a blessing if your team is still continuing forward. And man, we had a lot of doubters, a lot of skeptics, and we didn't move past that, bro. So we on to the next round.
Yeah, I'm on the same train, man. We ain't supposed to be here at all. We ahead of schedule, so the fact we made it to the divisional, that's a triumph of its own. So, ceiling is the roof, man. I'm gonna keep saying that. You know what I mean? But ceiling is the roof.
How long do y'all keep with that excuse though that we ain't supposed to be here as a 14-3 team though? Like, at what point? You know what I'm saying? So like, if you lose, you're not gonna be mad at all. You just like, ah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. You feel me? Till next season start, bro. I'm running with that because really, we not supposed to be here. A lot of people didn't see the Patriots winning out, especially 14 games and winning our division. Nevertheless, being a wild card winner in the first round of playoffs, like man, we not supposed to be here at all, man. But especially with a second year quarterback, so it feels good. But to answer your question, I'm carrying it till next season. So
Ah, respect. I
I'm gonna be
respect it.
disappointed if we lose, but shit, I'm still carrying it till the next season.
I respect it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. As you should. How would you rate the Patriots' performance? From if you were to give it a score out of 10.
Shoot, Sunday's performance, man, wasn't the best. But it was a hard fought game. You feel me? Obviously, the offensive line struggled, but I mean, to answer your question, to give it a score, I give it a six out of 10. Because the game definitely wasn't really an offensive based game. Our defense shut Herbert down. Shout out to Zach Kerr, man, holding it down on the play con side on the defensive end. He's going crazy for us, stepping up definitely. So he been hooking us up, bro. We've been dominating on the defensive side. So I definitely give it a six, but strictly because of the defense, man. Will Campbell gave up too many. I think Will Campbell gave up six pressures. I seen something like that. Like that was the second most on the team, bro. So I'm like, yeah, that don't look good. But bro was hurt for most of the time, so I can't be too mad at that. This is his first game back, so
I seen a stat that said y'all pressured them 30 times on Sunday. That's crazy.
12
Oh,
quarterback
44
hits
dropbacks.
and 6 sacks. It's insane, bro.
That man was running
But
for his life.
I felt bad for him after a little bit. I felt bad, man, because I know Herbert, man. I know he don't like to go out like that, but sucks he had to be on the opposite team. You feel me? But hey,
Herbo looked like a quarterback that was in his head that like he remembered his last postseason performance. Like I threw 4 picks, so I'm not finna throw 4 picks this time around and see how it go. And I think he held on to the ball. Like there's some of those hits that he took that he could do nothing about, but I do think that he held on to the ball just like scared to make a mistake. Like I think there's a play where he rolled out, he had Lad McConkey wide open and he throws it out of bounds or something like that. Like I think he had last year's performance on his head, which ultimately played into how bad he played last Sunday. Like he ain't throw no picks, but he ain't throw no touchdowns either. He ain't had really nothing going on with that offense. But it is hard when your whole O line is makeshift. Like you lose your 2 superstar tackles, and then Makai Becton, the guy you brought in from a Super Bowl champion, you expect him to step up, and he get his ass whooped all night too. It's just it's been a tough go around for Herbo in the playoffs to say the least.
Yeah. clearly, I remember vividly, man, that first week 1 game, right? Justin Herbert was going crazy. They was playing the Chiefs on Friday night, and they was in Brazil, I believe.
Mhm.
And
somewhere. Yeah,
no, the or was the Packers and the Eagles Brazil?
that was a year
Uh,
before. That was a
Yeah,
year
it was
before.
after
Yeah.
Brazil.
So like, man, at the that Tuesday after that game, we was here talking about, oh, Justin Herbert's top 5. He really showed it on Friday, but I shared a stat in our group message, and he has 2 touchdowns in 3 playoff games, right? And obviously, if you just see that stat with no name attached, you'll be like, man, this is definitely not his top 5 QB. Where does Justin Herbert land in y'all QB list now?
He's still top 10, but he's not in that five. Like I can't, I can't put him in five right now, unfortunately. But he top 10 for sure.
I don't know, man. That's tough. It's hard to put him in the top 10.
I mean, there's
But
probably QBs in your top 10 right now that's not even in the playoffs though. So it's like,
it's true. But were they in the playoffs because of his performance, or was it because of that defense?
well, I know you have Baker Mayfield in your top 10, didn't you?
Yeah, that's
And his
true.
performance towards the end of the year,
That man
pretty
had Geno
trash.
Smith.
Jared Goff was in your top 10,
Jared
and
Goff.
in the biggest games, I
Can't
think
blame him.
I forget what team it was or what game specifically it was. It was that Christmas Day game
Mm.
against the Vikings, and he was terrible. Had multiple turnovers in a must-win game. So I mean, like it's so I won't say it's solely because of him, but he's a quarterback. So 80% of that blame, 70% of that blame is going to go to you as to why your team didn't make the playoffs.
Well, I agree with that, but I wouldn't put Herbert in the top 10 at this point. I just feel like his playoff performances speak very loudly. Even though he had a makeshift line this year, as you mentioned, I just feel like you have the better weapons on off, at least the receiving weapons. So you have to find a way to get them involved, even if it's screen passes. I know you're getting pressured, but majority of the game it's hard to get the ball off, but you gotta find a way. If there's a will, there's a way, and you gotta find that will. And in his last playoff performances, he had the weapons, he had the better line. It was just the offense just couldn't produce, and they ended up getting stalled out by the was it the Jaguars, I think. So
Texans,
or the Texans, yeah. So
was it
it's,
last year?
Last
that
year
was
was
it.
dang Texans.
Was it
Yeah.
Texans?
Last year
Yeah.
was Texans. His like a couple of years ago was the Jags. You're thinking about his
Yeah.
first playoff game,
Ah, okay,
and they
okay.
had that big ass lead and choked.
Mm.
They
When they had
blew it.
like
Yeah.
what Brandon Staley was their
It was like
coach.
it was like 28-0 or something like that. Or something crazy. They blew that shit, boy.
But I mean, I
But
will give him the
it's a bad
benefit of the
track record.
doubt. I was looking back at like QB hits, and I don't, I wasn't really in tune in with the game on Sunday as much, to be honest. And I don't really remember his previous starts, but he's taken about 10 plus hits in all of his 3 of his starts, playoff starts, right? And once again, I don't know how the scheme is. Obviously, Greg Roman, Aaron, you're very familiar with Greg Roman from the 49ers days. But he was also the Ravens OC when for Lamar. I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like Greg Roman is not a big game caller. I feel like he hold a lot of offenses back when it comes to big games, and as you can see, he's out of there. So I'm gonna give Justin Herbert the benefit of the doubt. I'm not gonna put him top 5. I'll still have him in my top 10, maybe towards the 8 through 10 range, just because, man, I can't see a borderline superstar in the regular season and a dud in the playoffs and call you top 5 or put you near it. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt though. But he's there's is there a QB, whether it's past or present, that has his type of the same type of resume that he has, where like the intangibles are there. He makes some crazy throws, have some crazy games, but in the playoffs disappears.
Shit, gotta be Philip Rivers or someone like that. Philip Rivers or shit. I seen a post and like I seen a post about it, And it's basically saying that, can't everybody be the Tom Brady's, Peyton Manning's, Drew Brees of the era? We gotta have our Peyton Manning's. You gotta have your not your Drew Breeses, but what's his name? Carson Palmer's. You gotta have your Phillip Rivers. You gotta have your, your guys that show greatness, but they not gonna be that. So if I had to put him on a tier of a guy that we've seen in the past, I'd definitely say like a Phillip Rivers or like a I wouldn't. I don't know. Carson Palmer's the right discussion to put him in, but I definitely put him in a Phillip Rivers tier.
Dude, Carson Palmer's had some games in Arizona. He was going toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers.
What? Oh, he did lead into the. He didn't lead into the bowl though. That wasn't. Was that him
I
that led him
wouldn't
to
say
the
bold,
bowl?
but shoot, Justin Herbert came to get a win. So
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
You could. I feel like you could put the blame on Herbo. The last two, first one, I'd say the first one, defense got to do something. But the last two, you could definitely give him majority of that blame, man. Because, like I said, man, the defense kept you in the game for the most part to the end. And I mean, you're the quarterback of the offense. You're the leader of that offense. I meant to say. So you got to muster more than 3 points. I mean, Drake May was able to do that for one drive, which ultimately kind of ended the game for him. And you expect Herbo at this point in his career to be able to, regardless of who's out there with him on the line at receiver, running back, because I know Amari and Hampton was very limited. So like you got to make some shake, man. They brought back Keenan Allen for you. That's a guy you're supposed to have some rapport with. Lad McConkey had a down year. You could probably attest that to Keenan Allen coming back because I know Keenan Allen took a lot of his targets throughout the year. You had like a quick emergence, a small emergence of Quentin Johnston, the fucking rookie tight end. I don't know his name, but
Gadsden.
he Gadsden, yeah. Like so, you had. It's not like he wasn't out there with plumbers. Like he has pieces to get more than 3 points, and so you have to look at that, and it has to be a stink on Herbert. I like the move of getting rid of Greg Roman. I think this will be the first time in Harbaugh's tenure that he won't have Greg Roman as an OC, like his entire NFL tenure, which is crazy that he stuck with him for this long. So hopefully he makes the right moves throughout the offseason and gets the right guy that really open up that offense. And hopefully they get I'd like to see them get another receiver, add another receiver. I'm not saying they got to get AJ Brown, but get someone like him, like a real legit receiver one, what Keenan Allen used to be before he got old. That's what I would like to see for Justin Herbert. Let them get their pieces back on the O line, their O tackle or their two tackles. Omari and Hampton. Like, we'll see what they do with Najee Harris if they release him. Probably due to the emergence of I don't know their backup running back's name, the little nigga. Vidal. So you're gonna have him and Omarion. Like, just get one more key piece on the outside, take some pressure off Lad, and move on to next season, man. But that's what I'd like to see. Get a good play caller for Herbo.
Yeah. Omarion did only play 2 snaps too. And once again, I'm not trying to build a case of excuses for him
Yeah,
because once again, like if you are trying to enter into that tier of QBs, like you gotta find a way, right? And granted, Joe Burrow, for example, he got Jamar, he got T. I understand, right? But the year they went to the Super Bowl, that O line was trash, right?
right.
So I feel like he found a way to, if he needs to throw it short, he'll throw it short. If he need to throw a fade, throw a quick fade or something like that. So, but once again, Greg Roman is not the best when it comes to calling plays, but
That's
it's
the
just
hold on. That's the thing though about when you get this point of the season. Like every team is gonna have an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not gonna be a single healthy team throughout the like. Someone's gonna be missing a key piece, unfortunately, and so that's why it's just hard to like use the absences of his tackles and running backs and stuff like that because like everybody's dealing with something at this point. Like our squad, we can't even talk about the number of injuries we've had, and we've seen the type of game Purdy had where it was looking ugly, but he bounced back. Like you got to be able to have that it factor. I ain't saying Herbert doesn't have that it, but I mean, shit, a couple more performances like last week and the year before, then you can almost kind of write him off because at some point you're gonna have to show that you could carry your team above any circumstances throughout the game, and we've seen that from certain quarterbacks already, and we just need to see that from him.
Miles. Let me ask you another question. Drake May, right? First playoff game, home game. Very excited. It could be very antsy. Did he pull a performance for you where it was like good enough to be like, yeah, I'm good with Drake May moving forward. He's going to get us a Super Bowl one day. How you feel?
Uh, Truth be told, I haven't seen enough. But I guess I've seen going off the game. Uh, Faced with a lot of pressure. I mean, the Chargers, our offensive line did not look great, right? But he was still able to find the guys he needed to find. Our run game was going strong, so it took a little bit of the pressure off of him. So ultimately, I think Drake May looks. I mean, obviously he's the MVP. So I mean, he gonna look good regardless. But in this
Chill.
game, I wanted to see a little bit more. I'm just glad he got the mistakes out the way early, which is I think if you're a young quarterback, it's better to do it early than do it late. Which we seen he had that interception early in the game, which was came off like a tip pass. I mean, I don't really blame him too much for it, but the pass was a bad pass in general. I don't know why he was throwing it, but he got it out the way early. So in the playoffs, you want to turn over the ball less. So that's the big mo here for him, and I hope that he can kind of carry that moving into the game against the Texans because it's only going to be the same thing. You know what I mean? You got so as long as he could just turn over the ball less and just play with that confidence and swagger, bro. I feel like he's the guy for us moving forward.
Yeah. Granted, it's his first playoff game, so I don't like to judge people off their first one, if that makes
Yeah,
sense, right?
no, I agree.
But let's rewind back to the first game, right? You had the Panthers and the Rams. It was actually very exciting. The Rams started off the game hot. Panthers started off slow, and then the Panthers started to build momentum. It was kind of one of those. It was kind of like the Seahawks Rams game where, like, the Panthers was just chucking back a little bit at a time, and then shoot, oh snap, they took the lead, right? So, do y'all feel like obviously Rams are one of the biggest, favorites to come out of the Super Bowl? Do you feel like that was just a fluke against the Panthers, or you feel like the Rams are not who we think they are, or who the
I
world thinks?
mean, I think they had a very high stretch in the middle of the season where they looked dominant on both sides of the ball. I think towards the end of the season, you're starting to see that defense tail off a little bit. I think that's kind of who they are. They're not bad, but they're not great either. I think they're just like right in the middle, and they can be beat. As bad as we've seen Bryce Young in that offense operate throughout the season, for them to keep it close, and for Bryce Young to sling it around to Jalen Coker, the undrafted second year player, to have 144 yards, they can get got, man. And I mean, it took an MVP candidate like performance from Matthew Stafford just to get out of that game with the final drive because it was looking shaky. So I'm not as high on the Rams as everybody else is. They may look the best, but they're not. I don't think they're like an elite level team. I don't think there is that elite level team where they're like the complete favorites of the entire field. I really just think it's even all around. I mean, obviously, like there's teams at the bottom that like you could consider the Niners at the bottom due to injuries and stuff like that, but I don't think the Rams deserve the hype that they're getting, mainly because of the defensive side of the ball. They're not as elite as people have been saying or as what we've seen earlier in the season. So
I would say, man, is I just want to shout out to Mike Jackson, right? That the Panthers corner
dog,
on the other side of J.C. Horn, he is starting to establish himself as a great corner, right? And he held his own. He got a pick. He got beat by Puka a couple of times. Who doesn't, right? He looked better than J.C. Horn that game, right? J.C. Horn, I think he got beat by Devontae one time, and Stafford just didn't hit him. But Puka Nakua, man, he made the best play of the game, and it wasn't a catch, it wasn't a handoff or anything. Um, it wasn't Mike Jackson again that was going. No, it was Nick Scott going up for the ball, the Panthers safety, and it could have been an easy pick for him. But Puka Nakua played the ball, which I wish there'd be times where the 49ers QB is in a position to, they throw a ball and none of our receivers play the ball and at least try to lodge the ball out from the DB. But Puka Nakua did a hell of a job, and he saved. I believe he saved the game because the Panthers would have got the ball. I feel like they would have ran the ball out or ran the clock out. But shout out to Puka for being the defender that day. I was actually rooting against them. I was hoping the Panthers and the Packers won, which both of them had a great opportunity to. But it is what it is. We go into Seattle. I love it. How about you, Miles? What's your takeaways from that game? You were you in tune with it?
Nah, I wasn't able to catch that game, but I was rooting for the Panthers. I seen the game was close, so the better team obviously won. But I'm glad the Panthers showed fight, man. They showed that they deserve to make it, so that's
Yeah.
all that matters.
Good. The Bryce sweepstakes was not looking good. I'll tell you that. He was
I
looking
think I think I think that game made their like this. I think they just picked up his player or his like whatever
all
that
player
fifth
option.
year that fifth
Mm.
year option. But it's like he's very inconsistent, and it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. And I don't know if that's just like coaching or that's just a mental thing, dog. Because it's like you could see the potential, you could see the flashes where he when he's just throwing the ball around to Terry McMillan and Jalen Coker, like he looked like that number one pick. And then there's just other times where it don't look right. And I think we're about to be headed into year five, bro. And it's like, do you really want to invest 150 or whatever the case may be? It's gonna be over 100 into a guy like this. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like their answer would have been a lot more clear if he was like shitty in that game and they lost. But like he was shitty, he was good, then he was shitty. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you grade him going into the off season? And is it something we try to build around, or because you thought the way their last season ended that he'd be off to a faster start because he finished the last season off great, but he got benched early this year, got his spot back. Then he kind of was up and down, hence the 8-9 record, and then he's up and down in the playoff game. So it's like, how do you go about the Bryce Young situation in the future? Like, do we go get a veteran? Do we look for another QB? Like, I don't know. I feel like time's ticking, and that playoff game made their decision a little harder because I feel like they would have had a little more clarity if, like I said, if he was ass and they lost, or if he was amazing and they lost. But he was just right in the middle of ass and amazing, and and they lost. So it's like it's hard to judge that going into the off season.
Yeah. Do you feel like, is there anything missing? Let's say, Bryce, you're our quarterback. What else do they need?
I mean, I like the receivers. I like the run game. They're probably gonna lose Rico because he spoke about that in the exit meetings to the media, saying like the carries that he did not get towards the end of the year is gonna play a factor in him coming back. But I like Chuba Hubbard, so I think I think protection's been great for him from what I've seen. I don't watch a lot of Panthers games, so
Their
Panther
left
fans
tackle,
can.
it was unfortunate their left tackle got hurt early in that game.
So I think you go back in the draft and because obviously Xavier Leggette's not working out. So you got to go get another person on the outside to take some pressure off. I mean, like I said, you got Coker and T Mac. I'm not gonna keep trying to say this dude name, but I say like me just being an offensive guy, go get another skill guy. Unless you want to give Jimmy Horn an extended look going into next season, but either beef up that O line or get a guy on the outside to help him out. If I'm keeping Bryce, so
If I'm the GM of that team, man, I'm giving Bryce a 3 game prove it deal, and we gonna tank to go get Archie Manning next year. Because at
three
this point, you
games.
know what I mean. You
Man,
got you got to do what you got, huh?
I
What
mean,
happened?
Arch, man, like you're
Arch
okay with
Manning.
tanking for Arch after what you just seen?
Well, Arch looking, he's picking it up. Arch is picking it up, and then also too, Bryce. I mean, Bryce is up and down, like you said. It's been a Cinderella season for him too, because I forgot he was benched, bro. I haven't been tapped in with the Panthers like that to keep it so real. But to say I thought he got benched last year. To say that happened all within one season, and he made it to the wild card. I think you have to next year. You evaluate, you see what you have within the first couple games. He like Aaron said, he's been in the league for a while. So within those first few games, it's like, all right, if you show me what you got, we gonna roll through you. We gonna invest in you, and this gonna be your team moving forward for
Yeah,
these next 4 to 5 years. But if you don't look good, bro, hell no, I'm tanking. I'm
yeah,
tanking. I'm like, yeah, let's pull the plug on this. Let's reevaluate and let's get better.
yeah. I feel like that team, Aaron. Before I go back to your point, I feel like that team's is good enough not to tank, right? Like you got
for
guys
sure.
in there, Derek Brown, J.C. Horn, Mike Jackson. If he continue what he's doing, their the rest of their defense didn't look bad. I think they need another edge rusher. They got Nick Gordon from Texas A&M. He's a rookie. I didn't really hear much from him this year, but I think they need another presence on the D line, right? I think they'll be fine at linebacker, whoever you put there, because if your DBs are nice and your D line is nice, linebacker, let's just plug and play whoever could play there, right? So I think they need another piece on the D line. I think their office is fine. Obviously, they're going to draft and get some guys there. But going back to your point, Aaron, how like he looked like a number one pick one play, and he looked like trash another play. Like there was Greg Olson said something. He called the game and he said something like, "Man, like Bryce Young showed flashes of when he was at Alabama." And Bryce Young, bro, I swear he was gonna be so cold at the NFL because when I was at Tennessee, he was the most composed QB I've ever seen, right? And I'm talking about my playing days and being on the sideline as a staff. The way like Tennessee, like their O line was a little funky that year, and the way we was hitting them, and he just come back next play, boom, boom, boom. So I swear he was gonna be very nice, and he still can be. But I also find it weird, Greg Olsen. It sounded like he. I know you didn't watch the game, Miles, but he was glazing the Rams so much, and like it's crazy. Like you're an ex Panther, and I'm not saying you have to glaze the Panthers, but he was talking about Sean McVay so much. He was talking about Matthew Stafford so much. It was kind of weird to me. I don't know if you caught that, Aaron, but it was weird to me.
Uh,
He was like,
I ain't really catch that. That could just be like a situation where like everybody know he an ex Panther, so he not trying to speak too highly of his team. But in the midst of doing that, he glazing the other team without even, you know what I'm saying. But like what you brought up of watching Bryce back at Alabama, we all know who his fucking coach was, right? Saint Nick. So like, do you think that is probably the like? I don't know how long he's had Dave Canales as his head man. I don't know if this is year 2 or 3. I forget. Was it the Nebraska coach? Was that his
Matt
coach?
Rule.
Matt
Matt
Rule.
Rule.
That
Matt Rule
was that his
last year,
coach
I
at one
think.
point too.
Yeah, I think so.
But
Because
so
Matt
I feel
Rule
like
started at
because
Nebraska last year.
I've been looking in the comments and one of our TikTok or one of our posts, our shorts, whatever, when we were talking about Bryce and a lot of the like fans that commented, shout out to y'all, I brought up like they think Dave is holding him back, but like Dave is supposed to be like one of them offensive masterminds of new up and coming youngins, you know what I'm saying, that know how to call an offense. But it's like Bryce don't like this. Not Bryce from Bama, bro. And like obviously Nick Saban played a part into like how he carried himself, the demeanor, the composure, and all that shit. So it's like, what is Dave doing to this man's mental for him? Like even when even his cadence sounds soft, bro. Like it don't sound like he belong out there, bro, to be like a quarterback one. Like it's just something off with Bryce, and I cannot figure it out. It's
It's
like
all Alabama quarterbacks. Bro, every Alabama quarterback we've seen is they look great in college, but they are mid tier quarterbacks when they come to the NFL, and that's just I to me I
it gotta
feel
be
like
a
that's because you're blanketed about around so much good talent. You kind of don't have to play with scraps. Like you don't know how to play with scraps once you get to the NFL. But that I don't know. That might be a way to put it because these guys are NFL players, right? So they're obviously talented, but still, it's like you playing with the best of the best in college is probably different on the NFL scale.
That is true, but I feel like we gotta look at to like where these guys go. Like, who are their coaches when they get into the league? Like, let's just Bryce Young, Matt Rule. If that was his, I'm not sure if that was his coach, but trash. We know that. Fire
I
got him
think
out
it
of there.
was
Mac Jones,
Bill Belichick,
Bill
man. He was
Belichick for what? For a year though? Was it a year or
Three,
two though?
nah. He had him for at least two,
two,
maybe
three,
three.
Okay,
three.
okay. Then we'll let that one
It was damn
slide.
near his whole New England tenure. Bill was the coach.
Yeah.
'Cause Bill just left last year.
Well, and I mean, he had a good, okay for. I say okay to good first year.
Pro Bowl season.
And
Or
then
yeah,
and then he brought in Matt Patricia to be a OC, if I'm not mistaken.
Horrible.
he was a DC.
Terrible, exactly
Horrible.
terrible.
Mac Jones was so good. Miles was a believer he was going to be an MVP one day, boy. That's how good Mac Jones was.
But I mean, look with Mac
Facts.
when he gets with a good coach, a coach that would know bullshit with Kyle Shanahan. and we're going to see Mac Jones probably start for another team next year. Somebody's going to trade for him, and if
It's
not, I
true.
mean, eventually he'll get. It's just going to be another Sam Darnold situation.
Right, right.
Maybe another time for another pod, but like we probably got to look into like where these coaches, who these coaches are when these Alabama quarterbacks get taken. Because to go from a guy like Nick Saban and you got these offensive masterminds like I know they've had Lane Kiffin as an OC at some point, and all these other people. To go from them and then to go to whoever their coach is in NFL. The only person that don't get a pass is Tua because he got Mike McDaniel. He just straight ass, that is what it is. So yeah, man, we'll figure out the science on Bryce sooner or later.
Moving on to the next game, the Bears and Packers. Obviously, the Packers got to a hot start, but the Cardiac Bears, they've been doing what they've been doing all season. They put their best foot forward in the fourth quarter. This time around doesn't bite them in the tail, and they come out with the win. So, do y'all feel like the Bears more won that game or the Packers lost it?
Nah, Bears won that, man. That defense stepped up. That's the defense that we all like. If you look at them on paper, that's the defense in that second half that you would have thought would show up the entirety of the year, and that just wasn't the case. Like they locked in, they shut down the receivers. I mean, outside of the Matthew Golden play that resulted into a touchdown, but they got some key pieces back on that defense. Kyler Gordon, I know, missed a lot of time. That was his first game back. Uh, Jalen Johnson missed majority of the year, so he's still working his way in. I think he's got a handful of games under his belt. You got some good rushers, Montez Sweat. I know they just lost a linebacker, popped an Achilles. Um, but man, I think they went out and won that in all defense and offense, man. So Packers just choked, but that's nothing new. The Packers do this almost every other playoff. Anytime they make the playoffs, this is what they do. So I'm not surprised.
I agree. They held that defense definitely held Josh Jacob under like 60 yards, bro. That was, and that's a huge feat of its own. But I got to give it to Caleb Williams, bro. I came out here. I said he was a top five quarterback. That first half, he looked like a top 30 quarterback, but nah, bro. Second half, I think he went off for like almost 300 yards passing and two touchdowns, bro. On top of that, some iconic passes like a fadeaway off one leg throw into triple coverage. Like
Fourth
that
down,
takes
bro.
on fourth down. That's
That
ice in
was
your veins,
completed.
bro.
That's completed, or season over, bro.
That's
Like
it.
that's it. That's insane. Insane play.
He showed on all levels he can play in the playoffs, and shoot, that's what you want from the Bears. So I like how Ben Johnson got them lined up now as like an offensive team, but with a complementary defense. Because we all think of the Bears of the past. Obviously, they're known for having such a great defense, but Ben got them looking good on offense, bro. I know that first half was shitty, but still, that was a great game. Overall, all entertaining and whatnot.
You know, man, I don't know, man. It's crazy. It was just something about the Packers. Like, what are we doing, right? Or what are y'all doing? I Jordan. Don't get me wrong. Jordan Love did well. Um, he had about 350, 360, 370, something like that. Four touchdowns. He was killing. But I feel like they was trying to put him in his hands so much, right? I feel like he got like 50 pass attempts. He might have completed half of it. And there was times where like you was trying to get Aaron Rodgers out of Jordan Love. And I feel like the game plan could have been simpler and like obviously they couldn't run the ball, right? So let's try more. Let's just try to get the ball out and start, getting. Hopefully we could get some yak. You barely got yak guys. I feel like Reed is a good yak guy. Dobbs, he's great with the ball in his hands. But I don't know. I just feel like they want it to be Jordan's Love moment so bad, where I
Shit,
liked
man.
it.
But I was gonna say
They
when nothing
had
else
it
was
though.
working.
They had it though. There were some key drops though by that young
Mm,
receiving core who in earlier in the season I deemed them to be the best offensive group in that division. And Jaden Reed had some bad drops. Christian Watkins, I think, dropped a touchdown. Romeo Dobbs, I think he was their most consistent player. But like it's just some key drops. Like the plays were there to be made, but That's why I can blame everybody but Jordan Love for that game.
Yeah.
But
And it's crazy
I
because
don't know.
Christian Watson was killing all year when he was healthy.
Right.
Was killing, and then it's kind of like he turned. It's like the QJ with the Chargers, killing when you're healthy and things like that when the lights are bright. But Dobbs was killing. I know he had a couple
Yeah,
of key drops, but
yeah.
Dobbs he was
I
killing.
think that's their. I think we've always questioned like who is going to be the Packers like wide receiver one because they've had so many. Like at one point we thought it was Christian Watson. At one point we thought it was Jaden Reed. I think it's clearly Romeo Dobbs. Like he's their most consistent guy, in my opinion. I mean, obviously you got another guy, Matthew Golden, who you drafted in the first round, but I mean, we ain't know he was playing up until we we like where the fuck he been at? Like, and, I mean, he showed out in his first playoff game. I think that was his first touchdown of the year. So, I mean, he's still got some time. He's got that rookie curve to learn or whatever. But as far as like who I feel like Jordan Love is most comfortable throwing the ball to on a consistent basis, or I gotta have it basis, I think he's gonna go to 87. So
And
it's not a
clearly
bad
Dobbs
target.
feel that way because that's what he got suspended for. Um,
Yeah.
Is
but yeah,
Wicks
man.
didn't play that game, did he? Wicks didn't. I don't
Who?
think he played.
Who?
Who?
Was it
Oh,
Dontavian Wicks?
Dontavian Wicks. I don't
He
think
he
he
the
played.
fifth
I
he
didn't
the
see
fifth
it.
receiver, bro.
He
He
had
nice
the
Yeah.
though, which
most
is he
receptions
nice.
in the
He
season.
nice though.
Um, it's crazy though, because just a year ago, or maybe even 2 years ago, like some people was like, with the Bears, hey, let's just keep Justin Fields and draft somebody like Marvin Harrison, draft somebody like Malik Neighbors. And after last year, like Caleb Williams didn't even have a bad year. Like he had a great year for a rookie. Let me not say great. He had a good year for a rookie, right? But people are still unsure about Caleb Williams. Want to say, oh, he's zesty. Like people are finding ways to hate on Caleb Williams, right? But now he flipped the narrative. He showed why he was the number one pick. He is. They're starting to call him Iceman. I didn't even know where this came from, but they're
Right.
starting to call him Iceman because I guess he's starting to close out games. Um, but it's just crazy how quick the narrative could flip, right? And how people could switch sides and things like that. So shout out to Caleb for defeating the narrative there.
You still got some question marks though. That completion percentage is not. It's not even in the 60s right now. And
Yep.
like like we highlighted that fourth down throw, amazing. But there's just like the easy. I think that whoever was calling the game, they're just like, why can't he hit the easy passes? Like it's the easy ones that the simple like where people is wide open and he's airmailing it for some reason. I think that's his only knock right now. Like because he's not making a lot of turnover mistakes. It's just bro. Let's get that completion percentage up to at least like 63, 64. Just get in the 60s. Let's just start there. Like get out to 50s. So I think that's really the only knock you can put on Caleb right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They always say he start off the game very slow and then end off hot. Next game, Bills versus Jags. How did obviously the Jags once again it seems like with these games one team start off hot and then another team start to build off momentum. Trevor Lawrence he impressed me more than I thought he would do and things like that. Josh Allen was getting roughed up and still pulled out the W. Do y'all feel like first off, just going off of the Trevor Lawrence side, do you feel like he's ready to be that big time game player now?
It should have. I don't know, bro. He should have won. He had the he had the drive to what I'm saying, as we call it in our group chat, bro. The legacy drive, man, and first play pick. And I mean, is it his fault? No, but shit, man, your stat sheet, man. So he's
Trevor Lawrence.
got that one playoff win. I don't know. I can't really say he's got the big game gene yet. Like if he only won one so far.
He don't got it, bro. Trevor Lawrence is what Josh Allen was supposed to be. That was the hype that Trevor Lawrence had, bro. He was supposed to be the next great hope, and he's just not that, bro. And literally, they what what I'll say Jacksonville should have done, they should have kept giving it to Travis Etienne, bro. Dude had over like 100 some yards and like they only gave him 10 carries, bro. You got to keep feeding the high hand, bro. You can't just starve him out like that and then put the game in Trevor's hands, like trying to trust him. I mean, I get it. That's your quarterback. You got to do what you got to do. You're paying him the big bucks, but you got I don't know. Travis Etienne was carrying y'all, so you might as well just kept going to him. That's
Tootin,
what ultimately cost him the game.
that the other running back Tootin was doing well
Oh, he
too.
nice too. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he was running better than Travis, in my opinion, that game. Travis obviously is the dual threat. You know, I can catch and run, but Tootin, he was tooting that rock, boy. So
It's
he
crazy
going
though because
crazy.
Trevor is only 26 years old, right? And from what he did this season, it could definitely be a make or break to what his future years could look like. On the other side, going to Josh Allen, how were you impressed of what he was able, how he was able to deliver that win? What y'all think of?
He killed it. I think the biggest play of the game was that 40-yard bomb with pressure in his face. I think it might have been in the triple coverage. Just dropped it right in to maybe I think Brandon Cooks. You gotta tip your cap off to a quarterback like that. Anytime you can carry your team and win in the playoffs, it can't really hate on that. You know what I'm saying? So this is his year. I think Scoob said it. He don't got to go against the guys that's been bouncing him out or his top peers in that tier one category. So well, obviously he knows that there's probably pressure on him to get at least to a Super Bowl, and I think he's checked off the first box, and you know it's on to the next with the number one team in the AFC.
Yeah. But just
I feel that.
thinking about it in the AFC, when you look at the three QBs left, Bo Nix, CJ Stroud, Drake May, which QB are you looking at? You know, don't even think of weapons, O line, defense, or anything like that. Which QB is like, I'll bet on my guy, that guy to be the guy to go head to head with Josh Allen and give
It's
him.
probably Drake because he's already done it. You know what I'm saying in this year. I think he beat him once, went toe to toe. I think Josh walked him down in the last game, but I mean, just because I've seen it already, I gotta go Drake.
I know you
I
saying
ain't
the
gotta.
same.
Come on, man. I ain't gotta answer that. You know the answer to that. I will say Josh Allen. That's I gotta give. Like I said, like Aaron said, kudos to him because he first of all he messed up his throwing hand, and then on top of that, his knee got bent up too. So the fact he fought through them injuries and still was able to pull off the comeback and do what he needed to do to get the Bills the dub. That's huge, man. Josh Allen the Warrior. So respect to him for pulling that one out. But
Yeah.
It'll
just
be
know gotta come to Foxborough, bro. It's ugly. You
it'll,
ain't getting one twice on us. Not like that.
Well,
it'll
you got to
be
beat the Texans first, and he got to beat
That's
Denver.
right.
So,
it'll be
man,
interesting though. He just lost. I don't know if y'all seen Gabe Davis torn ACL, and Shavers the number 14 got a torn ACL. So I think what a full circle moment it would be for Keon Coleman to finally step up as their receiver one. Like you know they're running out of body, so you got to kind of resort back to him. So we'll see what happens with that going into this weekend.
yeah. Um. All right, game of the week: Eagles versus the Niners. Right. You had a lot of people doubting the Niners. You had
Yeah,
the Eagles came in healthy. They wanted the Niners, right? They went into week 18, rested all their players. They said we're just going to get right, and we're hoping that the Niners come our way, right? So they got what they wanted. The Niners went in, depleted defense, got a bunch of rookies out there, but they do have their head coach. They do have their DC. They do have Brock Purdy. Trent Williams was healthy for the game. Kittle started healthy for the game, but we know how that ended. And Jawan Jennings, CMC, both came through on one of the best plays in the playoffs so far. So, Aaron, I want to first give kudos to you because it was about 4 weeks ago when you was like, "Man, who in the NFC are you looking at?" And you like, "Man, that I'm not afraid of that team or that team I want to play." You mentioned the Eagles. You mentioned why, and on Sunday it showed exactly why. You also mentioned that coaching matters, and it showed exactly why. So, Aaron, I'll give you the floor to explain how you feel.
Yeah, man. I mean, it didn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? Was I a little nervous? Obviously, you know what I'm saying? It's the playoffs. Anything can happen. But like I said, man, we got the best coach I feel in the league. One of the better DCs who should be a head coach on our team. And coaching, obviously, it matters in these winner go home situations. And we've seen that. But I really want to give all the flowers really to Brock Purdy, man, because the whole thing about him going in to his career was like, oh, he needs the Avengers, he needs a Debo, a George, a Brandon Ayuk, a CMC, and he's lost almost every one of those players throughout this season. He even lost himself. But when you look at this game and you lose George Kittle in the first play, right after you lose George Kittle, you hit Jawan Jennings for a 50-yard or a 50-yard gain. You start the game with Demarcus Robinson, a 60-yarder. Like, I think, especially how that game went out with two turnovers, a lot of quarterbacks get shook. But, bro, he just kept going about business as usual, dog. And that's why I feel so confident with Brock Purdy. And, like, I remember we talked about it before the season, like, what makes Brock different from Jimmy G. I've never seen Jimmy do this shit in these type of situations. Like, legit carry us to a win. Like, obviously CMC is there, but somebody got to get CMC the ball. And when CMC wasn't there, he's throwing it to Kendrick Bourne or Demarcus Robinson and Jawan Jennings, who on any other team is a receiver 4, 5, or 6. You know what I'm saying? So Brock Purdy, man, he's the reason why I got confidence going into next week. I don't think we scored 3 points against Seattle, and so I like where we're at defensively. I think we figured out one of our main holes. I think we were too young at linebacker, which is why you see a lot of missed tackles. Eric Kendricks, I like that signing. I wish we had him last year before the whole Devondre Campbell situation. Fucking Wallow, I don't even know Brody first name, bro, but he came in, bro, led the team in tackles, no missed tackles. When you're going against guys like Saquon Barkley, of all people, who is known for making the first man miss, him and Eric Kendricks was on that shit. I said the game plan in the last week's pod, man. You stop Saquon and you force Jalen Hurts to throw that motherfucker, bro. Pressure him, play man. Y'all was looking crazy because it's like they got Devontae Smith, they got AJ Brown, but they also got Kevin Patullo, who they just fired, running this high school ass offense, bro. They only gonna run outside the numbers. It's either gonna be a slant, a curl, or a go ball, bro. You strap that shit up and you live with the results, man, and you see what happened. Anytime we manned him up, I think he was 3 for 6 for 17 yards. Like, Jalen did not want to throw that ball at all that game. Saquon could have went crazy, but they needed their quarterback. So that game, man, it kind of went out how I thought it would. And yeah, bro, I was not shocked to say the least.
Yeah. Miles, you got anything to say about the game?
Man, kudos to the coaching, Kyle Shanahan, uh, coach of the year. I see why he's in the conversation because you making it work with nothing, brother. And I don't know how. I don't know how, but he's making it happen. Demarcus Robinson, he had a good game I seen from y'all, and shoot, you even got Jawan Jennings throwing touchdown passes, which I didn't know he could throw the ball like that, but apparently he can. So that was a huge feat to see. So overall, the Niners, y'all got that fighting, y'all. So I gotta tip my hat off to that. But to talk about the Eagles, complete disappointment. For AJ Brown to be y'all best receiver and he only has 3 catches for 25 yards, that's absolutely unacceptable. No catches in the second half with only 2 targets. That's unacceptable. So Kevin Patullo, yeah, I'm glad you gone as OC for the Eagles because you just it's malpractice what you're doing with that offense, brother. Um, but the other point that I like to bring up too is Jalen Hurts looked like the game manager Cam Newton was talking about. I mean, when the game is on the line, and Tom Brady was saying it on the broadcast too. It's just the urgency that you was coming up to the line with. You're not taking the game into your hands. You're just calling the plays and just going with it and rolling with the punches. So ultimately, Jalen Hurts, you took a little knock for me on how I view you as at least your quarterback style because I need to see you command that offense more. Like I just feel like you have so many weapons. Saquon Barkley running the ball almost 30 times, and you have AJ Brown, you got Devontae Smith. Granted, Devontae's doing what he's got to do, but it's just disappointing to see you can't get your other best receiver involved or even get yourself involved. Call your number a few times, pick up some yards on the ground like you see Brock Purdy doing. So it's I don't know, man. Overall for the Eagles, I said this last week before I predicted the game. I said if the Eagles could click because they've been offensively inconsistent all year, they could win. Obviously, they did not click. They did the exact opposite, and this is what happens. You end up losing. So Niners won
Told
fair and
you.
square, man. They kicked that ass. So
You can't just flip a switch like that, man. It's impossible. At that point we just had to accept that that's who they were. Just a very inconsistent offense and wasn't no pedal to the metal, cruise control all year. Like that is who they've been, man. I tried to tell y'all. But I let y'all get y'all clip in.
I will say this against your point, Miles. Like AJ Brown wasn't in the second half. The targets he got, it touched his hands, all 10 fingers, right? Dropped both of them, right? It was one across the middle. It was one on the fade on the right side, and he dropped the one right before halftime that him and Coach Sirianni was getting into it. He dropped 3 balls that game, right? That's shame on AJ Brown. Where's his inner excellence book, right? He was reading that all last playoffs, right? Now I guess he don't need a book because he feeling himself again. So I will say, man, Kevin Patullo, whatever, that's his problem and whatnot. But AJ Brown had his chances to close that game. He had
I
his
will
chance
say
to change the momentum of how that game was going, and he was so into his head, so into his feelings that he didn't execute. So
but that's not a receivers are gonna drop the ball. That happens, you know what I mean? But for him to only get 2 targets and hey, they're both drops, but you got to get him involved. If you're trying to win a game, it shouldn't be about oh he dropped the ball like you because you know what he can ultimately do, right? It's AJ Brown, so it's like you got to find a way to get him involved in the game to get his swagger on. Like you can't just ice him out because he dropped the pass. Like you got to find a way to win.
but
I
if he was checked out. If you checked
Yeah,
out, like as a coach, you're trying to figure out, okay, like how can we get positive plays? And if I have one player checked out, it's like I want to give you the ball because you're good. You could shown that you could be reliable. But if you checked out, like I can't waste plays, and I just think that was the case.
got a
shit, they
question
had
for
a
y'all.
lot of opportunities that game. They was wasting them if you ask me. Jalen Hurts didn't show up either. I feel like he was playing like he was checked out
Well,
too.
what they was trying to do is they was trying to feed Saquon, right? And who's your best player? Your best player is Saquon. So if you just
But
see,
who do you pay the most though? That's the problem. Who do you pay the
yeah,
most?
Jalen Hurts, but once again, you got to get the run going. You just seen the Seahawks run all over the 49ers, and you like, man, as long as we get this, let's get this run going, and then we can start with everything else. And if Saquon is our best player, shoot, I'm going to prioritize Saquon because he's probably locked in right now over a checked out AJ Brown, right? That's the good thing about the Eagles, right? You have so many weapons that you don't have to just throw. It's not, I'll go say Tennessee Titans, but they had Derrick Henry, but it's not that type of option. Let's just say, who's a team with just one? It's not the
Vikings.
Vikings where you got Justin Jefferson and like Jordan Addison. Maybe he's in it, maybe he's not. Aaron Jones, maybe he's in it, maybe he's not. You got Devontae Smith. You got a top 10 tight end. You got serviceable O line. Obviously, they was missing some people, and you're facing against a depleted defense. So why not have the majority of the focus be Saquon? That's what I would have done. And this is to my Aaron. Sorry, I know you had a question, but I'm gonna go straight into my point. This is where I feel like we've kind of been robbed this year when it comes to health because we are seeing one of the best coaching performances we've seen ever in our lifetime, right? Somebody to have these pieces go in and out of the lineup. You are getting, and it's not just pieces, but they are main contributors. especially your top two on the defensive side,
Hall of
and
Famers.
then Hall of Famers, right? Potential Hall of Famers. Aaron's mentioned all the names, so I'm not even going to mention that. But what Kyle Shanahan has done this year is second to none, right? And maybe we win the Super Bowl, maybe we don't. But knowing that Kyle Shanahan is at the helm, knowing that Brock Purdy's at the helm, knowing that we still have CMC moving forward, Trent is giving it his all. I still believe we have a chance, right? I know we're not the favorites. I would even have us as the favorites. But the fact that we have that man at the helm gives me a lot of faith. The fact that we got Robert Saleh on the defensive end, when we stop Saquon, right? He got a couple of runs. That's what he's going to do. He's Saquon, but you built out a great game plan. And one of the biggest things, and Aaron, you can be a testament to this. One of the biggest things we struggle with is mobile quarterbacks because they always find a way to get out the pocket and extend plays for first down. And what is Jalen Hurts really good at? Being a mobile quarterback who able to get out the pocket and extend plays and get first down. And we limited Jalen Hurts from doing that, right? So when you have so many things that are going against you and you still make this thing work. Everybody that wasn't a 49er fan, even some 49ers fans that's looking at like the Eagles have no chance. I was watching a podcast last week and they were saying Eagles versus 49ers. They're like, oh yeah, this would be easy, right? Look at it now, right? 49ers win and we moving forward and playing Seattle. So, Aaron, I'll let you ask your question if you still want to ask it.
No, I was going to say, bro, at what point do we just start to look at like the reason the offense stalls so much is just the limitations of their quarterback, man? Like, I mean, let's just look at this is one of Jalen Hurts' best year career wise. Like he's probably, I think he was like 600 yards off his career high for passing, but most passing touchdowns he's thrown in a year. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like he's just very limited as a thrower. I think the reason why they call their offense the way they do is like it's either he's good at throwing the deep ball. He has a great deep ball. I'm not going to take that away from him. But I think where he does not excel at, where a lot of quarterbacks do, is throwing in the middle of the field consistently. And I don't think he don't like to take the chances. I don't, is it because he can't really layer throws like a Brock Purdy? Like I don't think he can make the throws Brock was making across the middle last week, bro. And I think that limits an offense because if you're abandoning a portion of that field, there's only so much you can do on offense. And when have we ever seen a Jalen Hurts led offense attack the middle of a defense? I don't think we've ever seen that. Anytime we see them go crazy when he's had his best games, they throwing bombs, or is AJ Brown taking a slant to a crib, or Devontae Smith. You know what I'm saying? So, at what point do we just stop putting the blame on the OC and start looking at the guy who's making 200 some $1 million? Like,
Yeah, I
I
think
think
I,
they,
it's a
I
fair
think they
question.
paying him that much.
I don't think Jalen is not the person to blame, but I do think it is play calling is like there's more blame on him than Jalen for sure. Like you said, Aaron, it's just high school play calling. Like we in the league. Like
But how much of that is because he knows his quarterback is limited, though? Like, I feel like we
I
gotta
did
start
hear a
asking
report
that
like that.
at this point. Because
but
if you know your quarterback can't hit certain, you can't call certain stuff. You don't have certain things to your disposal if your quarterback is a limited thrower. Uh,
but we
like I
seen people like Kellen Moore get creative. We seen Shane Steichen get creative with it where obviously and even Jalen said it, like it's been the same system since he's been there. But we even seen the difference defensively, right? When we had Robert Sala, we had D'Amico Ryans, right? They were able to the scheme wise, it was great scheme. And then you had somebody, what was it, Nick Sorson? He came in,
Swanson,
same scheme, but terrible terrible calling, all of this. So that can okay, Nisi. That can I think that is one of those things where if you're not getting the right play calls, but you still have the same guys and you're still in the same schemes, like I think it does bring some point into it. Not saying not defending Jalen of like it takes away from him because I feel like Jalen should be blamed. I feel like the OC should be blamed. I feel like AJ Brown should be blamed, but
right?
I will put more on the OC.
That's fair.
Um,
That's fair.
and then let's just move on to the Texans and the Steelers.
We ain't even gotta do them.
I'm gonna just give a quick. I want to give a quick deal because the Texans just look so dominant defensively. I feel like this is one of the best defenses we've seen in the last 5 years. Right? I think you could put them in the top five in the last 5 years, just defense wise. They got that D
Yeah,
line that is able to create havoc. I honestly think they have the best duo corners in the league with Lassiter and Stingley. Um, and then their
offense
DBs are
though.
good, and their linebackers are just headhunters. It's
That
it's
offense though.
yeah, that offense is
Yeah.
they need some fixing. And
It's gonna
Nico
hold them
Collins,
back, bro.
Christian Kirk, hey, Christian Kirk is he found like
He
he
he nice,
Lonzo
but
strapping that man.
brother,
Come on.
I mean, what CJ had 2 picks, 4 fumbles or something like that can't happen, bro. Like I'd be if I'm a Texas fan, I'm feeling good, but I'm nervous at the same time going into wherever y'all fucking play for Gillette Stadium, dog. Like, cause that's a way better defense than what Pittsburgh has, and CJ felt good. He was talking that shit after the game, but brother, you were just there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you group project A+, you ain't did shit. Like and if you don't fix that, like it's raps cuz you see what they did to Herbert last week, bro. Your O line is worse than what the Chargers have. They will send knowing he gonna light your ass up, bro. And if you can't hold on to that ball, it's gonna be cold as shit too. It might be even colder than it was in Pittsburgh. But if you don't hold on to that motherfucker, you're done. It's over with. Like you scored 7 points. Like it's not gonna be good for you, bro. So that offense, if I'm a Texans fan, I am worried. I'm sick as fuck going into this divisional round, man, because defense is not gonna give you 14 points every time, dog. Like, and they may
They
even
better
give
hope.
up 14. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you gonna turn the ball, you're not like Ant said, you're not gonna have Nico. That man he smacked his
Right.
fucking head hard. So, hey, CJ, you better tighten up, boy.
To that point, I was gonna say that's the saving grace for them. If that Nico Collins come back, maybe the offense can generate. But without him, I don't see them moving the ball downfield. To be honest with you, also too, that running game is not going to be existent. I mean, New England, man, we got one of the best rushing defenses coming in to the playoffs. So, I mean, the Chargers couldn't get shit off against us. So I don't think it's going to be pretty much the same exact thing with the Texans. But like Anthony said, that defense on the Texans is headhunters. So I think May might see them same looks that he was getting against the Chargers, but ultimately it does come down to offense. Your offense does have to move the ball, so we got the better one. So I think that's going to lead us to victory. But shit, Will Camp, Will, hey, see him, was it Will Anderson? Will Anderson, bro, I might be.
the
He might
Neil
have a
Hunter.
field day. Yeah, and Daniil Hunter, they might have a field day. It seemed like my LSU boy Derek Stingley out there, bro, strapping shit. It's gonna be a hell of a game. It's gonna be a hell of a game, but
Are you
definitely
more
gonna be on
nervous
defensive
about
side.
the Texans than the Chargers?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. I just think the defense is better, in my opinion. They got more, I guess, better weapons in my opinion. I like Will Campbell as an edge rusher. I like Derek Stingley, as you know. And just honestly, they hit hard too, and they come for the ball. So
Yeah,
uh,
hard, bro.
yeah,
They hit hard.
All
They they
12. All
they
12.
are the they are the epitome
Or
of
11.
representation of their coach.
hey, I will say we hit hard too. So hey, I ain't
You
scared
do.
about Christian. We got Christian Ellis, we got Spillane, and we y'all seen what Ellis did on prime times. Thursday night football was it Thursday night. Put boys on stretchers. So
Yeah.
I ain't
I
too worried
will
too
say
much about
this.
it.
I will say this though. I think CJ had a bad game, right? And I you compared it. You said, "Hey, Herbert just went through this. You might be looking like him." I think Herbert also has a reputation of having bad playoff game. This was CJ's first bad playoff game. He went head to head with Lamar before. He played well. He got two other wins where he played well as well. Now it's like, okay, is this year, or are we going to see the playoff version of CJ Stroud for the next game, right? And obviously, he's going to need a lot of help. He's going to need that O line to block. He's going to need them to give him a little bit of extra time. He's going to need Woody Marks to have another great game. But I
brother.
You
I
can't
don't
get
think
what you
it.
ain't been
I
getting
don't.
all year, bro.
Right, I'm finna say, bro, it's the same with the Eagles, bro. Like you are what you are for 18 games now. Nine or yeah, 18. Like it's not getting better. Like
But
I
I'm
don't.
saying from this standpoint, that offense didn't look as good last year, right? Obviously, they had Joe Mixon. They had a run game, a better run game than what they had this year. But if they could kind of replicate that run, because the passing was last year was similar to what they got this year, right? So I think it's just like, okay, if we could put in a great game plan, I don't even know who their LC is, but and just give ourselves a chance. If we could go down, get some field goals, and let defense just take over, that's what they have to bank on, right? And I think it's possible. We got to get past midfield. I think it's possible. I actually am going to predict Texas with the upset, just because I think I'm banking more on that defense. And I know once again we got to bank on offense and whatnot, but after seeing that defense against Pittsburgh, I have faith in them beating
I mean,
the Patriots.
if they gonna score 14 points, then yeah, hell yeah. But I can't give give them that benefit that they're gonna get a pick six and a fumble for six. And on top of that, for the offensive side, I mean they played most of that game with Nico Collins, so Christian Kirk wasn't even the primary guy. Now going into this week, Mike Vrabel knows this is your best guy, and your other two are rookies that didn't really show up last week as well. So this is they're going to be put more into the limelight, and let's see how they respond. And I ain't really seen much from Jalen Noel and I think Jaden Higgins. So
The Xavier Hutchinson too is another.
who? You know, I know who it is, but it's like at the same time, like who? You know what I'm saying? So when they take Christian Kirk away from him, what does that look like to an already limited offense? So I don't see it. Like I don't see an upset. I really
It's about to be. It's gonna be Christmas, bro. I ain't gonna say it's green. I ain't gonna say it's green. This playoff football, you never know, bro. But the only way they win this is if Drake May look like a deer in headlights, and which he gonna get a lot of pressure. But shit, whoever gets the lesser amount of the pressure is gonna win this game. And I think New England's gonna bring it all night, man. It's not gonna be pretty. And plus, I think we do have the better offensive line in some ways. So there's gonna be it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun to see because I feel like this gonna be the best defense if we do New England wins. This gonna be probably the best defense we'll see. Depending on who wins that Bills
I'm
that
about to
that
say
Bills Denver matchup.
still got the
I still
Broncos
think
out
the
there.
Texans better than
Because
the Broncos.
I'm not worried about the Bills defense. I'm not worried about the
See
Bills,
the
but the
the Broncos and the
Broncos.
Texans, they're like their secondary is a little bit. I'll take. Ooh, shit.
Nah, Texas secondary.
Nah, only because of Riley Moss though, and that's not because he white. He's still a good corner, but like you said, the tandem of Kamari and Derek is way better than Pat Surtain than Riley. Even though Pat Surtain clears both of their corners, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, their
I wouldn't
defense.
say
Well, they
clear,
got
but he's better.
he clears both of them, bro. Let's
No,
be
he's
real.
Oh,
he's
Houston's
better.
defense better.
Stingley is right
Clear.
there. Stingley is right
Not
there.
with not with Surtain. No, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
Stingley is the only
no.
person to shut down Da and Puka this year.
He's a great man
Okay.
Like
corner.
you put Da and Puka was
He's
going crazy on everybody but Stingley.
yeah. So
But uh,
I'm playing. I'm playing. I
but he
yeah. I
better.
have to look at
Surtain's better.
he better. How many more? So I that's two Patriots, one Texan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going
Okay.
Texas.
Well, next matchup, man.
Next matchup, we're gonna keep it in the AFC. We're going Bills versus the Broncos. Broncos is hosting Mile High. Obviously, it's an elevation factor there. But it's they're the number one seed for the first time since Peyton Manning. So it's gonna be high energy. I believe they rest their guys the last week? No, they didn't because they needed to prep for the number one seed. So they got 1 week of rest. So who y'all got this week?
Ooh, man, it's hard. Like, I, I feel like in playoffs, you want to. It's two things. You want to take the coach, who got the better coach, who got the better quarterback. Denver got the better coach. Buffalo got the better quarterback, but they also got the better defense as well. But at the same time, they got the better quarterback with no weapons though. But I think I'm gonna lean Bills in this one. I think Josh Allen kind of replicates what he did against Jacksonville, and that was a very hot team going into the playoffs. And he went on the road and did that. It's gonna be shaky, but uh, he's kind of turning. They're kind of turning into one of those teams that you just cannot count out. I'm not gonna say they're on the level of what you would think of the Chiefs, but they're pretty damn close. So I'm gonna go Buffalo for the upset.
You got a lot of faith in Josh Allen, brother. I ain't gonna lie. That's a banged up Josh Allen versus literally it's him versus the whole Denver Broncos team, bro. That's gonna be tough. And it's on the road. I don't think it's
I
gonna
don't
be
trust.
yeah.
I don't trust Bo. That's what it is.
But defensively, what can they throw at Bo to kind of shake him up like that? I mean, obviously you can switch up the disguise the defense, but I don't think they have as much firepower as the Broncos. Broncos Josh. So damn, I don't want to take I don't want to take the Broncos, but fuck. I think I'm gonna lean with the Broncos this matchup, man. They well rested. And then Josh, like I said, Josh Allen's banged up coming off that game with the Jaguars, so I think this is where that Bills Mafia train ends. Ends this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to double down on Broncos. I just think it's not enough for the Bills. Especially if Bills had a better defense, I would lean towards the Bills. But um, I don't trust Bo neither. But I feel like the Broncos kind of just been skating by all year, and I feel like they're going to skate by this game. The Buffalo have to travel west too. I think that plays a component to it, being in traveling multiple time zones. But if there is a quarterback this playoffs that you want to have, the best quarterback in this playoffs is Josh Allen, in my opinion. So that is the guy you want to go going into Denver, going into Mile High City. I could see Broncos starting off hot, and then Josh Allen trying to come back, but he'll just fall just a little bit short. Yeah.
This
Let's go to the NFC side. We'll start with the Niners and the Seahawks since they want to put us on Saturday. But Miles, you know our answer. What is your take on the Niners Seahawks?
Ah man, I want to jump on this belief train, man. I do, but I just feel like it's going. There comes a point where it's like it has to. You got to have something. I mean, you got Christian McCaffrey, you got a great coach in Kyle Shanahan, but I think this is where the Niners, the 49 faithful fans, I think this is where it ends. You got a great Seattle team, well rested. I mean, y'all obviously you guys matched up. Yeah, y'all played them multiple times, 3 times throughout the year. Well, this will be our
twice.
third time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be our third time, right? So, I think I don't know. I don't think this is gonna be y'all game, man. I just don't. Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold is not the better quarterback in this matchup. I will definitely roll with Brock Purdy, but I just think the offensive execution and also how badly y'all got ran on last game. I think that's gonna come into this game. And considering
Last
if
game
Fred
versus
Warner doesn't come
Seahawks.
back,
You saying?
yeah, last game versus the Seahawks, it's not gonna be pretty. I think they have a game plan for y'all, and yeah, they're gonna execute it.
I'll say
They're
this.
better assessment than your Eagles one, so I'll give you that.
I'll say this. The only thing that makes me nervous about going into Seattle is the 12, right? Is the environment. Um, and I only say that because we got guys that don't have a lot of reps for the season playing. As you can see in the first half of that Eagles game, we had Kendrick Bourne and Jason Turner, which I've never even seen Jason Turner take a receiving snap. Didn't even know how to line up correctly. Purdy's telling Demarcus Robinson what a route he has to do as he's going and confused, right? So because we're down a couple of guys, hopefully Ricky is back, but I don't really have a lot of faith because he haven't been playing. But that's the only thing that concerns is just are these guys going to be ready for? And when I say these guys, I'm talking about the guys that don't get a lot of reps, right? Are they ready for this moment? Because somebody got to step up, right? But I do have faith, and this is why I do have faith. Um, Week 18, when we played the Seahawks, yes, we couldn't stop the run. They was executing every third down, and it was killing us, right? But one thing that they showed is they could not put the ball. They could not put the ball in Sam Darnold's hands. It was third and long, and they ran the ball, right? It was critical moments, and they ran the ball. So we got to stop the run, right? And obviously, play action is going to come out of that. K9 and Zach are two tough running backs that are hard to take down. But if we stop the run, I'm confident that we're going to come out with the dub. Kyle Shanahan in the offense, I don't have no worries about it unless the new guys cannot adjust to the environment.
I have zero concerns going into Seattle. I think the best thing that happened to us was that I'm gonna put this in air quotes. We got our ass whooped in week 18. We just didn't score a touchdown. We gave up 13 points. You know what I'm saying? With a depleted defense at that. I think Eric Kendricks is an upgrade over Bethune. I like Bethune. He's just a young guy. I think he doesn't communicate as well enough. Same with D Winters. I'm not saying D Winters is not better than Wallow, but what you've seen against Philly and that experienced offense with those two linebackers, no missed tackles, and we had every missed tackle in the book when we played them last week. I have no concerns about defense. For the points that you made, Sam Darnold, it's fucking Sam Darnold. I'm not scared of Sam Darnold. I like where we're at defensively, offensively. We're scoring more than 3 points. That was just an anomaly of a game. I think that was our lowest score of the year. I'm not scared of the 12s because the first game of the season it was all red. I'm not saying it's gonna be all red in there, but we travel well. There's the huge fan following in Seattle. I'm not worried about the Seahawks. I'm picking the Niners every time. They got to show me something, bro. I think you follow the same game plan, and I know we don't get sacks, but sacks really don't mean shit. Can you get pressure? Because pressure will create dumb mistakes. And when you have a quarterback like Sam Darnold, who is known for dumb ass mistakes and known for saying, I'm starting to see ghosts, you won the battle right then and there, bro. So just if we can get pressure on Sam Darnold, I don't need the sack. I just need to get in his face, get him out the pocket, or make him make a quick decision. Don't let the run game be a factor this time, which I don't think we will because we're not going to miss tackles. So I'm going to take us. I like us. I've always liked us. Brock's never lost in Seattle, so I got to take that with me too. He about to make D Rob and Kendrick Bourne look like wide receiver one and twos again. Oh, my fault, Jawan Jennings. They're about to eat, bro. They got bitched last week. They not finna get bitched again, man. That's one thing about this team, bro. Like we ain't got no bitches on our team, dog. That's what I love about this team. They might not be the best, but they will get in your face. And we got Big Trent Will back too. So yeah, I like that. And we might be coming out to that young boy again. I need that. Turn me up, bro.
Forget what Aaron's saying. We need the sacks. I'll take the sacks. The sacks do.
I mean, sacks is cool, but bro, pressure create turnovers every time,
Yeah.
bro. Like, and that's what you want. If it don't create a turnover, it's gonna create a quick decision. Get that ball out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what our defense needs. Because if you put our safeties in the bind, we're cooked. Like they can't cover. Like so, I do like Siegel though. I think Siegel came in at a very tough situation in the playoffs after being benched, and he came in and made every fucking tackle. That's what you want to see from a guy that's got benched. So I hope he's in line to start for Jair Brown because I'm sick and tired of him. But you know what I'm saying? I think we'll be solid, man. It's gonna be, I ain't saying we're gonna blow them out. It's gonna be a close game. It's always a close game in Seattle, but like I said, I just like our coaching staff. Kyle gets us to that title game every time we get to playoffs, bro. I gotta go with his resume in this point.
Shout out to Siegel. Shout out to Upton Stout. Shout out to CJ West. I feel like they all put out their best game as rookies in the playoffs versus the Eagles. And once again, that can seem very intimidating to some, where you got Saquon, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts on the other side. But as rookies, I'm very impressed and I'm very excited to see how we are going to do this week, but past this week when they start getting more a little bit experience and a little bit they know the game more. It's not as fast to them. So shout out
And
to
we
them.
forgot, we forgot, bro. You already know Fred is telling these niggas if y'all don't win one more fucking game, so I can come back potentially next week. Like he on that. Like, come on, brother. Like I feel like there's real energy in that building right now. They see 54 after his ankle was facing him in October practicing today or would have practiced today, but like they all seen the news. His practice window opened up today. Like, bro, to get a Hall of Famer back after you thought you lost him for the year, if that shit don't motivate you, because there's some people it don't, bro. Like the niggas in the Bay, the Warriors, when they Steph said, "I just need one game, just win me one," and these niggas went 0 for 4. So I think we're a prideful team. They see 54 trying to get back, bro. I think we finna go out there like we got nothing to lose because we really don't. But I like us. Fuck Seattle. Fuck the 12s. Fuck y'all niggas, bro.
Hey man, I love the energy towards your team. That's beautiful. That's
Gotta
what it's
have it,
about.
bro. Might as well give
That's
me
what
an
it's all about.
honorary captain jersey, man. Because we going crazy over here.
Last but not least, we're going to mention the Bears and the Rams. Should be great offensive minds going head to head. Ben Johnson, Sean McVay. I believe is two of the top three call players, are play callers in the game. Who you giving the edge to?
Shit. Give me
Uh,
the Bears.
that's gonna be a good ass game, man. It's hard to even. I think both offenses are great. If I get the Bears defense from the second half of last week, give me them. I need them. But if they're going to
That's
be the
exactly why
Bears
I'm
all
picking them.
def, if we got the Bears defense that we've seen all the other games, give me the Rams. But that'll be the offensive showcase for the ages for sure. Because Ben Johnson's top of his game right now. We all know Sean McVay is innovative as fuck. So he gonna throw in some new wrinkles for Ben. I feel like when two offensive masterminds, they know they're going head to head, they both get in their bag every single time. We see it with Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan all the time. Anytime they play each other, we see some new shit that we ain't ever seen before. So I feel like that's exactly what we getting with this game.
And yet you still have not answered the question.
I did.
You said
I
if the
said. I
Bears.
basically said
No,
it,
no, no, no.
I
What's
like.
your
I like.
prediction? We don't want
Yeah.
that
In
if the
between, boy.
right.
I like the. I basically said I like the Bears. Like I believe. Here you go. I believe the Bears will play defense like they played that second half. So that's why I will go with the Bears.
There you
But if
go.
they don't, if they
Yeah.
don't, if they don't, the Rams is winning.
If the Rams score this much, I like the Bears. If the Rams score that, no. I'm going. I seen a stat that says Matthew Stafford is like 1-9 in 30-degree weather or something like that. I don't know if it's true or not. I just seen it. It could be AI. But man, the I believe Matthew Stafford window is closing, and I think he realized this is like he got to take advantage of this point because just in the beginning of the season they was talking about his back and things like that. So obviously after another full season, what does next year have to hold for him? So I think he knows how important this is. I think Sean McVay knows how important because he don't know how long he got Sean McVay. I mean Matt Stafford for. So I think they're going to come out and I think they're going to play better. The defense, I think, is going to be a high scoring game. I don't think the defense will have an answer for any of the offenses, but I do think that I think Devontae Adams put out a better game. I think Puka Nakua continues to go nuclear. So give me the Rams.
Should be a good ass game though.
The Bears.
I'll
You
stay
know.
up for that game, not the last Sunday night game.
All right.
Yeah, but we talked a good amount about NFL. Let's just talk a little bit about NBA. Last week, you had Trey Young get traded for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. Aaron, you called it earlier, saying that's Jalen Johnson's team. That they should move on. Do you feel like what does this trade? Obviously, if this was a couple of years ago, picks are getting involved. Maybe more serviceable players or younger players that has potential. What does this move say to you?
I mean, it's not a. Well, I seen that they're not going to even keep CJ McCollum, but I think it was time for trade to go. And you kind of the writing was on the wall when the team performs better without him. You know what I'm saying? And Jalen Johnson had his best games without him, so it's not surprising. It is surprising that Trey wanted to go to DC, but I'm not sure what's going on in DC that got everybody so excited. Because we all know that Ace Bailey wanted to get drafted there. Maybe there's a culture that they're building. Maybe they're trying to replicate what Detroit just did. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was like, "Why the fuck would you want to play for the Pistons?" But I mean, yeah, the trade wasn't surprising at all. Seeing when Trey got back from injury, so shout out to Jalen Johnson for securing the new keys to the city. So
I think Ace Bailey was more so he wanted to go to DC to avoid Utah
that could be the case
because
too.
he was like, man, I'm not trying to be in Utah. But
Well,
um, I don't think
oh,
there was. I'm looking at his contract right now. They,
you kind of glossed over my T boy.
I was just looking at time, and I also want to hit that point once school get back to. Maybe we need to do an extra
Fair.
episode.
No, that's
But
fair. We could wait.
but with Trey Young, it's interesting because he has a player option, so he's not even guaranteed to come back to the Wizards this season. So do you see Trey Young even playing for the Wizards, whether it's this year or maybe it's just this year and then next year he bounces out? Or
Who
do you
want him,
see
bro?
opting out of this
Hell
player
no.
option
He playing.
and
I don't
He
think
playing.
nobody want him. I don't think nobody want him. If somebody wanted him, somebody would have got him when he was available, bro. So
but if you
I
think about it, like let's say I want Trey Young, I know he's probably dipping the Hawks, so why trade any assets for Trey Young when I know he'll be on the market next year? So
they
it's not
sold him
I
for
don't think
cheap. They sold him for CJ McCollum, bro. Anybody could get. You could have made that trade with anything, in
but
my
once
opinion.
again, why would I trade like for other people? They probably have to trade like young assets for him. So it's like, why would I have to trade young assets picks when I know he's gonna
I,
be on the market next year?
I doubt it. I think they
So,
were. I think
Nah.
they're. I don't know about that, bro. Because I mean, the
Yeah.
Wizards got young assets that you could want to ask for. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a Kayshawn George. I think his name is Kayshawn George. I know Alex Sarr is probably untouchable in that negotiation, but they got better players than CJ McCollum. I think that the fact that they only asked for CJ McCollum and then they're probably going to waive him just shows that they just want to get off of him, so that anybody could have got him, in
but
my opinion.
I think this is how it went. Like you're talking about those younger players. I think the Hawks asked for those younger players. They definitely asked for Keyshawn George, a Trey Johnson, a Law, but the Wizards see the same thing everybody else see. We're not about to give up these pieces when Trey Young ain't about to opt into his player option. We're gonna go off get CJ contract out the way. We don't even play Corey Kispert because he don't fit our mode. Whatever, y'all can use a shooter for the playoffs. So I think it's more of that mindset where it's like, yeah, you could ask for Keyshawn, but Trey Young not about to be on your team, so you got to get something. So I don't. The Hawks didn't have any leverage because I think if Trey Young wasn't on that player option and he was still guaranteed to be on that team, I think they would have got something better. But the writing's on the wall. Trey Young's not coming back. He get to decide whether he's coming back or not. Nobody's about to. I think it's just people know like he's not going back to that. He about to be on the free market.
I feel like if they told Trey we gonna invest in you, he'd stay. Like he was ice Trey, and like if I were a betting or a guessing man, I'd feel like Trey did not really want to leave. I feel like it was just more so the front office pushing him out more than him wanting to leave. That's just my opinion. It's just this is a liability of a player at this point, and it's not worth the money for them. Especially what we see, what we have in Jalen Johnson doing essentially what he was doing, but you know, on both sides, more efficient, can rebound the ball. Like there's just no point of that, and the availability aspect too. He always hurt right now, so I feel like it was more so Atlanta just like we don't need this nigga right now or anymore. So let's just get off of this shit while we can.
I definitely think Washington keep him. I don't think he's gonna walk because, like Aaron was saying, that's the only team that's probably gonna give him the contract that he's asking for. Probably outside of like a team like the Kings, they need someone that can sell seats. Ice Trey is that guy. So, I mean, he was averaging just 25 points last year, he was a walking double double at one point. So it's like you really asked for from your point guard. And King, I mean, the Wizards got a lot of viable pieces around him. I like the center, Alex Sarr. I mean, they got other guys too. I mean, I don't really keep up with Washington, but I do know they got a young and upcoming team and with a lot of draft picks coming up too. So they could build around him, make something happen. But just, uh, just Trey Young wants to play at that high level again. That's really all it is.
I would say if there was a team that Trey Young could just go there and would flourish in the system and it was kind of fit for him, I would say it's the Wizards. Alex Sarr, he's going to be a young lob threat. He is also a defensive anchor, and like you could kind of just pick and roll. He could get you free. He could give you layups, right? You also have Keyshawn George and Bilal, who are defensive guys, right? They are the long wings that can guard a fast guard, and obviously Trey's just always going to be a defensive liability, right? I don't see him improving that piece of his game. But you got these young guys around you. Trey Johnson, who's a rookie, who showed that he could score at a high clip whenever he gets to that moment. So I do think it's an ideal spot for Trey, where right now we may look at the Wizards and be confused of why you're choosing the Wizards, but they actually got good young pieces around them where, as he's starting to progress into his prime years, hopefully he continue to improve. These guys are kind of stepping up into their own. So they got some good pieces over there.
Yeah, they not bad at all. Hold on, man. Hey, Wizards low key. Give him like a year. Trey's only 27, bro. So give him like 2 years, 2 or 3 years to just mold and mesh with that team. Especially if they end up do resign or he chooses to stay there, bro. I think they could flourish. They could flourish.
They still got old man Middleton over there, but I think they'll probably try to send Middleton over to Atlanta too.
Hey, he's a veteran. You need that around these young guys nowadays. You need someone who could at least tell them what that at least next level is like.
Man, you don't want to be like Zion now. You don't want no Zions running on that team, boy.
God, that is a fact. That is a
Boy messing
fact.
with them. Boy messing with them ducks.
They lot lizards, boy.
Man, can't be having that. Man, throwing racks at him too, boy. Getting this nigga, this nigga
Got the
get caught up
Jordans
in them.
kicked out by the
This nigga get caught up in the most shadiest way, bro. Like he look like he having a good ass time setting up the fire stick, getting ready to watch a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Had his shoes on the
hey,
rug.
man, he
God.
chilling the whole time. This fucking duck is recording him. It's funny though, cause she like I ain't even peep it, but there's like, damn, this broke ass bitch just exposed herself, cause she put the payment on there, and it said like the total balance was like $2,000 and like 68. So they was like, damn, bitch, you only had $68 in your account prior to that shit. I'm like, damn, Z, you changing lives over here, bro.
I mean, I believe a lot of players get into that, but Z he a target for sure.
Easy one.
Do y'all feel like Anthony Davis is cooked? He's done for,
Man cooked.
or he got
Man cooked.
another resurgence in him.
Nah, you could,
I feel
bro.
like he
I
just don't
mean,
want to be in Dallas, bro. To be so real, I mean the injuries are happening, but through a certain point, bro, I really don't feel like he his heart's in Dallas at all, bro. So I think he still can
especially not
play at
with
a
no
high level.
Kyrie.
Oh yeah, exactly. He ain't got Kyrie. I mean, you got the young guy in Cooper Flag right with him. You got
You
I
think
don't
that
know.
trade made him depressed? He added pounds.
Oh hell yeah, hell
I
yeah.
don't, I don't think he
And
got fat because he's depressed though. That's just, I heard they got some good food out there in Dallas.
It's not that good for you to be adding that much pounds, bro. Trust me. It's
You
man, he
good.
just
probably
bought
Hey,
a
get
hey,
house in
good.
look.
L.A. He had just bought a house in LA, so I can only imagine how he felt. Like, dang, because I don't think any of us saw that trade coming. So for him to get traded in the middle of the night like that, bro, yeah, I'd be hurt. I'd definitely be hurt.
Yeah. Hey. John Morant, where he going?
He's same boat as Trey right now, bro. Nobody want him. I think I seen something that was like, um they are willing to take a bad contract just to get off of him. That's how desperate they are right now, which is crazy. So
Bro.
Yeah,
sucks to
except
be
for
a
Dario
injury
Saric.
prone. It sucks to be an injury prone point guard in this league today, man. Because don't nobody want your ass. three
I've
years
been hearing
three
him
years
and
ago,
Giannis.
everybody
Unless you're
want Ja.
LaMelo,
Who want him right now though?
the Hornets.
Hey, that's true. Warriors would take him.
If we ain't
Nah, I'm
taking him
good,
before,
bro.
we ain't gonna take him now.
And
Y'all smoked that
unless
one.
he send it
I don't know why y'all think twice.
Kaminga.
Bro, Lamelo wouldn't have been who he was, bro, if he played for us, dog. Not because of
Y'all don't.
his talent. We just our
He wouldn't
track
have a three.
record and
He wouldn't
yeah,
have a three.
our track record with young guys in development obviously is not there. So
With guards,
I,
yeah, he been straight as a guard. Hell yeah,
I think
like
he
on
would
your
have been
team. That,
fine because I think he so the track with the record with the young guys. I believe everything you said with that. I just think he's way talented than any young guy that we had, right? But I also think he would have been a lot better here. Well, he wouldn't been like an all-star type where he could just do whatever he want because he had the keys in the Hornets. He wasn't going to get the keys with Golden State. Now, year 4, year 5, would he been like a hell of a player? Yes. But I think he would have learned winning basketball while he was on the Warriors. With the
he would
Hornets,
have got
facts,
ain't
facts.
no winning.
he would have
Ain't
got
no winning
punched on by
basketball.
now.
Ain't no winning basketball going on in Charlotte, bro. Like it wasn't winning basketball before you. It's not winning basketball with you there. The second best player for the good amount of your tenure has been Miles Bridges. It's like, come on, like we ain't competing for nothing,
Best thing is they commentator out there. He the best part
man.
the Hornets
He,
got.
he keep that shit in. Now I
Eric
will say they're
Collins.
very entertaining still, but they just
This
don't
this is
compete for
the
that.
this is the brightest their futures look though in like the last 10 years. They got some pieces. Like if they wanted to like this core group, if they wanted to give it, I'd give this core group that they got a chance. Maybe one more addition, a vet addition if you could. But I just like Con Knipple. I like that trio of Con, Bridges, and Lamelo, and it's not even a trio. Add the fourth, fucking Brandon Miller. That's like the Migos with Young Boy. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's a solid foe right there. I give that 3 years maybe. See what it looks like. If that don't get you a 7 seed eventually, then you blow it up, bro. But
Yeah. Well, do you got Aaron? You're usually the
Honestly, I could really see him.
oh,
what'd you say, Moss?
I said Lamelo on the Warriors right now would be a nasty combo. I think that's really in long stretch hindsight. That would have been the perfect move for y'all right now.
We got too many dudes that need the ball in their hands. Unfortunately, wouldn't work.
Halliburton would have been like the perfect. Well, maybe not because defensively you would have had Steph and Halliburton out there, but He would have been nice.
Steph played defense. What you talking about?
He does, but
Straps.
we not we not putting him on the best guard. Um, Also, say, Aaron, I know you have like some quick jab questions. Would you rather? Didn't know if you want to hit any before we conclude.
Uh nah, I ain't came prepared today. That's my bad.
No, no, you straight.
That's
We
my
got
bad.
we knew it was gonna be a big NFL day, man. We got 4 more weeks to talk heavily on NFL stuff.
If y'all really wanted something, I could freestyle something though. But you know what I'm saying.
I got
Nah, we
one
gonna
right now.
conclude, bro.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
Are
We
y'all
gonna
you all right?
It's bedtime, bro. But we appreciate y'all.
Oh
I ain't
damn.
gonna lie, bro. It's all my game.
All right, go ahead, get one in.
Damn, bro. Come on, man. All right, quick. It's quick, bro.
Oh, I didn't know it was
It's an
my
NFL
bad.
base.
Let's get it.
All right, who had the shortest prime but the best prime? It's gonna be 5 players. I'm gonna just go off a list. It's all defense. So I got Aldon Smith, Ryan Shazier, Sean Taylor, Cam Chancellor, Eric Berry.
Alden's number one.
Wait, Eric Burden's prime was short, and Cam.
Yeah, he got that. He got the
But
Achilles, and then he
Cam
had
Chance was
cancer.
like 6 years, right?
Yeah,
5 6 years.
I feel
Alden
like
number one.
I feel like he came back a bit.
Are we
Alden.
ranking them or are we just picking one out of the five?
Who I'm picking just best. Who had the overall best? Who you
All
going
right.
with?
All right, go ahead and rephrase that for the clip though. So you know what I'm saying? Or
So,
say it again.
who had the best prime in the amount of time they played in the league? I got Aldon Smith, Ryan Shazier, Sean Taylor, Cam Chancellor, Eric Berry.
Alden Smith. Second, Sean Taylor. Uh yeah, Alden Smith for sure is number one for me, man. I think first or second year he almost had the sack record, had like 19 and a half. So yeah, he's about to be a beast.
Man, respect to Sean Taylor, but Aldon Smith, bro. When you talking about somebody that was getting what he had, you said he had 18 his second year,
I think his second year was 19 and a half.
19 and a half your
I
second
think
year.
so.
Like you are threatening the record, right?
Right.
I mean, even shout out to Cam Chancellor because he was just the enforcer, but it was just something about Aldon Smith, and maybe I don't want to seem biased or anything, but I think, man, like when you had Von Miller and Aldon Smith come out the same year, and the way Aldon Smith was projecting his career, it was already better than Von Miller's, right? At that time. So I think his first 3 years,
14 the first year, bro.
for
19 and a half the second, bro. Yeah,
like
nah, he was on the path to GOAT level
yeah, to
shit, bro.
to have near 40 sacks in your first 2 years, yeah, give me Alden.
That's insane.
52
Man,
sacks
we
in 75 games is insane.
we just had to keep this nigga off the streets, bro. We would have been chilling, bro. We should have made him live at the facilities or something, bro. We thought we had one, bro. Like we had one. Like we probably would have won a Super Bowl because of him. Like that's how good this dude was, bro.
What? How many sacks he had his third year?
8.5, and he only played I think 11 games. Yeah, and had 8.5, bro.
Yeah. Second to Aldon Smith is Chris Borland.
Chris, boy, we thought we had to white P Willie, boy.
Man, he went so crazy too. But yeah, I mean, if I were to rank them, I'll just do that to be fun. It'll be Alden. It'll be Sean Taylor second. I'm gonna go Cam Chancellor third, Eric Berry fourth, and Shazier fifth.
That's fair.
Someone Mike Shazier being at 5, but I agree.
300 tackles, 46
He had a
games.
cool
It's
little
not.
8 year career. He started missing games after year one, two, three, four, five. After year 5,
I
it
feel
got
like
ugly
his
for
stuff
Cam.
wasn't short either though.
I
He
was
had a
I was
short.
talking about I'm talking about Cam Chancellor. I don't know about Eric Berry. Cam played 8 years, but after year 5, he started missing some games. So all pro for 2 of those years. But yeah, nobody touching Alden, bro. Nigga's a dog.
Let's see. Yeah, that's all I had. Shit.
Clip that up. But cool, man. That concludes, man, the 30th episode of Uncalled For. We 30 deep in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a cool little milestone right there. Appreciate all the momentum, all the comments from the last one. Appreciate y'all. We expect more coming up. Hopefully, we will be engaging back with y'all. So, like up, subscribe up, man. We appreciate it. We on the road to 500 subs right now. So, help some brothers out, man. But until then, we'll